Yo, what's good? It's Hustle Power, man. Today I got another build video for y'all, and basically in this video I'm bringing y'all my Overwatch Sniper DPS support build, man. This build is for anybody who wants to actually support their team but at the same time do DPS. So you'll be supporting your team heavily, giving them crit damage, weapon damage, and at the same time you'll be doing DPS for yourself. So the point of this build is to actually be Overwatch for your team. So playing an Overwatch sniper requires you to stay in back. As long as you're in the back and you're in cover, you'll give your team 12% skill damage and 12% total weapon damage. We also have optimistic on the backpack. Any enemy you hit with your marksman rifle, your team will get 10% amplified damage for 5 seconds to that enemy. That's also the little bear icon that you see pops up. It has no cooldown, so you can keep spamming your shots. That's also why we have lucky shot on the rifle. We spam our shots, hit our enemies, and then our team can hit those enemies and get that amplified damage. And the amplified damage isn't just weapon damage, it's damage for all sources. So you can buff skill damage, you can buff status effects, you can buff damage from any source possible. On this build we're also using the Coyote's Mask. So with the Coyote's Mask, whatever range you are from your enemy determines how much crit damage and crit chance you give your allies. So if you're real far away, like 25 meters plus, which you want to be playing an Overwatch sniper, so you can actually give your team 25 crit hit chance, and you playing from the back, you can probably optimistic, that's giving you 25 crit hit chance as well. So, but further ado, I'm gonna let the rest of this gameplay play out, and then we're gonna get into the build. Yo, what's good? It's Hustle Power, man. Welcome to the Overwatch Sniper DPS build, man. This build is absolutely crazy, man. I actually didn't think this build was gonna do too well, but when I put it together and start checking out the numbers, it absolutely does great. Sometimes I was even over DPS in the team. You buff your team so much, you give them weapon damage, skill damage, optimistic, gives them 10% amplified damage from all sources, and we got the Coyote's Mask giving your team crit chance and crit damage. So further ado, let's get into the build. Alright, with this build I'm rocking the sharpshooter. The main reason I'm rocking the sharpshooter is because you get 15% increased headshot damage with marksman rifles. So we playing. You gotta play with a marksman rifle or a shotgun to proc optimistic. So we're playing with marksman rifles. That way we can play at a distance. We got 15% increased weapon stability as well. And also don't forget to turn on your 15% increased marksman rifle damage as well on your sharpshooter, so you can get as much damage as possible. Alright, for our guns, we got the Paratrooper SVD. It's hitting at 393.7. We got 15% marksman rifle damage, 111 headshot damage. We got 10% damage to target out of cover, and we got lucky shot. Magazine capacity is increased by 20%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return to the magazine. And you want to rock lucky shot on your gun, so every shot that you hit counts. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be spamming them shots to power optimistic, and your shots also will determine how much crit chance and crit damage your team has. And with this build, you want to be playing in the back end cover to proc Overwatch as well. My second gun is the Commando. It's hitting at 390. We got 13 marksman rifle damage, 111 headshot damage. We got 9% damage to target out of cover. And we got perfectly naked, hitting an enemy with no armor grants, 50% headshot damage for 8 seconds. So when you hit an enemy with no armor, you get 50% headshot damage for 8 seconds. That's red bars, that's dogs, that's heavies with no armor bar. This procs on them. So real quick, I'm gonna show y'all my mods. I got minus 5% accuracy, 15 stability, 5 rounds, 5 crit hit chance, and 20% stability minus 10% optimum range. You need a lot of stability with them MMRs. So alright, for the mask, we're running the Coyotes mask. We got 15 weapon damage, 6 crit hit chance, 12 crit hit damage, and a 12 crit hit damage mod. And with the Coyotes mask, you get Pack Instincts. You and all allies gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit. 0 through 15 meters, we get plus 25% critical hit damage. You almost never want to be in that range because you want to stay in the back, stay in cover, and give your team that 12% total weapon damage and that 12% skill damage from Overwatch. So being close means you got to move around. You actually got to maneuver. You stay in the back, you can hit those shots from the back, prop optimistic, and keep Overwatch procs at the same time giving your team more crit chance. So 15 to 25 meters, we get plus 10% critical hit damage and plus 10% critical hit chance. And 25 meters plus, you get 25% critical hit chance. And that's around where you want to be right there. You can be a little bit closer, 15 to 25 meters, but 25 meters plus is where you want to be. For the chest piece, we got one piece Providence. It gives you 10% headshot damage. We got 15 weapon damage, 12 critical hit damage, 6 critical hit chance, and a 12 critical hit damage mod. And we got Overwatch. After staying in cover for 10 seconds, increases you and your allies' total weapon and skill damage by 12% as long as you remain in cover or in a cover to cover move. So with this talent right here, you can stay in cover and you'll give your team 12% skill damage and 12% weapon damage. So when you want to move out of cover, you just do a cover to cover move and you can keep that buff active. But alright, we got one piece Seska. It gives you 10% critical hit chance. We got 15 weapon damage, 6 critical hit chance, and 12 critical hit damage. And we want to get our crit chance around about 40% with the marksman rifle, because when you're hitting your shots from the back, your mask will give you 20% critical hit chance. Well, 25% critical hit chance. Alright, we got the Araldi's knee pads. We got 10% marksman rifle damage, 10% headshot for the 2-piece. We got 15 weapon damage, 12 critical hit damage, and 5 critical hit chance. We got the Grupo Sombra gloves, 15 weapon damage, 6 critical hit chance, 12 critical hit damage. And we got the second piece of Araldi right here. We got 14.3 weapon damage, 11.7 critical hit damage, 13 weapon handling, and 10% headshot. And we got Optimistic. Enemies you hit with shotguns and marksman rifles amplifies the damage they take by 10% from all sources for 5 seconds. So enemy you hit, this talent has no cooldown. Any enemy you hit, you can hit, a lot of them, and all of them will be marked. And they'll all take 10% amplified damage from all sources for 5 seconds. Which is, you and your team can focus one enemy and y'all will completely annihilate them if you have them marked with optimistic, which is really nice. So earlier when I was playing with a team, when I seen a heavy, I marked them and I actually called it out, and then the team all went for the same enemy and we just annihilated the heavy within seconds. So optimistic is really nice with this build. Alright, we got the Reviver Hive just in case we go down, to get us back up. and we got the reinforcer chem launcher. You're gonna be in back and cover, so you can just lay these down instead of running like the fixer drone or something like this. You get actually more healing from this than you do the fixer drone, so you can just drop a chem and stay in the back and do your thing instead of just worrying about a fixer drone following you to heal you up. You'll actually get more healing from the chem launcher. But let's get into the stats real quick. We got 393k weapon damage. We got a 151 PvP weapon damage, 54 crit chance, 155 critical hit damage, 176 headshot damage. We got 99.3 all weapon damage bonus and 40% marksman rifle damage bonus. And that's basically the build, man. So like I said, this is a sniper Overwatch DPS support build, man. So, this build isn't for doing main DPS, like trying to knock things out, but you actually can with this build if you get it totally maxed out like I do. And your team will be supported with heavy DPS, 12% weapon damage, 12% skill damage. We got optimistic, giving the team amplified, 10% weapon damage for 5 seconds with any enemy you hit. So your job is to mark those enemies so your team can do that amplified damage. And we also got the Coyotes mask doing crit chance and crit damage. But that's the build. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I'm about to work on some more builds. Deuces.